Hello everyone, I'm Tom Holton. I'm grateful to be with you today. Just wanted to spend a few minutes talking to you about the challenge I set myself of running last year. And really, I was doing some running at the early part of the year, but the main challenge really only happened between July and the end of the year. And I actually didn't set myself a specific goal, a specific target. I just started running as a result of a strategy life coaching series of courses, well, one course really, series of classes that I attended, and it impelled me to reclaim some of the goals I'd had in recent years and in far distant years. And so I just decided I would get more serious about my running, so literally just started running properly and significantly, and ended up running 352 kilometers between near the end of July and the end of the year 2025. That was a substantial amount of running, 352 kilometers. It wasn't something that I specifically set myself a target of doing. It also wasn't something that I thought I'd necessarily be able to do, coming as I did from a situation where I'd ruptured my Achilles tendon completely in 2024 and had surgery for that, and also where I have long-term health issues which are well managed but do affect my joints and my bones, and so I'd been wondering about what kind of resilience and endurance I would have on the running scene. I definitely found it to be a challenge, particularly the longer runs and particularly the longer times. But at the same time, it was actually easier than I thought it was going to be. And that's an interesting insight, that sometimes in life we have these challenges, we have these opportunities, and we have goals, and we might perceive them to be almost impossible. And we generally find they're not as impossible as we think they are. If we break them down into manageable chunks, if we break them down into little portions of a goal, little portions of a challenge, they're much more manageable. We're actually much more capable of doing hard things than we think we are. And that's my experience, that most of us, all of us, I think, are really capable of doing more than we think we are. For various reasons, we might have mindset blocks, we might have barriers, we might have a sense of a limitation for various reasons, but those can be challenged, they can be surmounted, those blockades can be transcended, they can be overcome. So running 352 kilometers is a significant thing to do in a 6-month period, but I achieved it. And that came from a background, again, I had done a lot of walking and I was fairly fit, been doing swimming and different things. But the actual running, to do that amount of running in that short space of time, was definitely new for me. I'd never done that before. I'm 52 years of age now. So it gives me a lot of thoughts, a lot of pondering. What are we capable of? We really don't know until we test ourselves, until we push ourselves. We just simply don't know what we're capable of until we try. And we might have all sorts of mental imaginations about limits, but we really don't know what we can do until we do it, until we try it, until we are tested. And that's not to say it's going to be easy. I know there were challenges, there were setbacks, not always easy. I didn't find it easy to run when it was cold, or when it was dark, or early in the morning, but there's also a sense of thrill, a sense of excitement, a sense of victory, a sense of achievement, that you're doing something hard, that you're keeping a promise to yourself, that you are pushing the boundaries of your ability, that you are strengthening your mental focus, that you are increasing your resilience. You're going to have people who won't understand what you're doing or why you're doing it. You're going to have people who'll say, well, they won't be encouraging necessarily, but then you have other people who are very encouraging. I've learned that you really need to be self-motivated. You need to set out your stall and do something because you are passionate about doing it, and because you are disciplined, because you have a principle to guide you. You have a promise to yourself to keep. and not be waiting for other people to encourage you or relying on other people's motivation, and don't be dissuaded by doubts from others. Set your stall out, chart your course, and be true to yourself. And that's something I've relearned and relearned again. So it is possible to do amazing things, and amazing things are simply small and simple things done on a regular basis, done over a long period of time. I feel the great strength that's come from all that running. Certainly I had some injuries during that time as well, so that's another thing to learn, is how to manage injuries and how to be wise and prudential. And these are all things we learn with experience. And sometimes we can do too much, and other times we do too little, and it's about learning that balance, pacing ourselves and pushing ourselves and getting into that groove of knowing when to push ahead and when to give ourselves a rest. And that's all part of the process. But to set ourselves high goals and to actually go and achieve them, and not be bound by the limitations of a false belief or by the performance of the past. The past is the past. It's not definitive about what we're going to do now or what we're going to do in the future. We can break free, we can do better, we can do new things. And our age is secondary. Our age is a factor, but it's a secondary factor. Circumstances will never be ideal. One might say, I'll wait till such and such a circumstance arrives. My experience is that ideal circumstances never arrive. Sometimes we just have to bite the bullet and proceed. I've also learned that God will help us. For those who believe in God, and I most certainly do, believe that God is an interested, invested partner in our goals. He wants us to achieve. He wants us to be successful. He is ultimately helping us to achieve good and valuable and worthwhile things. So I felt he was a full participant in my running and was strengthening me to do it. And that might seem strange, why God would care about these sorts of things, but I think God is interested in our lives, the details of our lives. He's a perfect Father. And so my experience was that he was very encouraging to me, helping me along the way, inspiring me, motivating me, reminding me of what I could do and who I could be, and actually increasing my understanding of what I could do and what I could be. There'll always be some setbacks, there'll be difficulties, there'll be opposition, there'll be a sense of, foreboding, can I do this? Self-doubts, all the things you'd expect or maybe wouldn't expect. The things you do anticipate and the things you don't. But you can set them aside if you're anchored to a principle, if you're anchored to a truth, if you're anchored to a dream and a goal and a vision, especially in my view, one grounded in God, then you can achieve remarkable things, astonishing things, extraordinary things. And I think it was pretty extraordinary for someone who was going from not running much at all and having had a full Achilles tendon rupture just a year before, to go from that to being able to run. And I did a few quite long runs as well, some 10Ks, 12K, I even did a 15K. And that was very difficult, but by exposure, we become acclimatized to doing hard things. We become accustomed, our bodies, our minds, our spirits, our souls become capable of doing these hard things. So that's there are many other things I could say, but that is the core of what I wanted to share. That this year, 2026, is a year for accomplishing goals. It's a year for doing hard things. It's a year for achievement. It's a year for you to do something wonderful. And you may have an ambition about something you've been longing to do, but set it aside. And now, why not now? Why not you? Why not this thing that you've been seeking to do? You will feel better. You will be happier with yourself. Because life is about achievement. And I don't mean that in the sense of vanity or the sense of status or the sense of outdoing others. I mean in the sense of being happy with yourself, that you've done something, that you've achieved something, that you've become something, that you are more than your past, you are more than your failures, you are more than what other people tell you you are. You're more than your background. You're more than your status or your circumstances, your upbringing. You are more than what people define you by, or even by your own self-perception. You are more than that. So be more, grow more, reach more, and that's okay. It's okay to look upward, to reach high, to have ambition, to have an aspiration, to be somebody. And again, that's not about being better than anyone else. It's about being your best self, about being the best version of you. And I think there's something beautiful and wondrous about that. I think it's inspired. I think it's divine. It's enabling. It's encouraging. And that is the life I believe in, that we are meant to grow, to blossom, to become. We have a beautiful nature and destiny. We are to shine. And don't let the world drag you down. Don't let the world darken your spirit, derail your destiny. Don't let the world tell you that you can't achieve something wonderful. Now, obviously, be wise, be prudential, take into account all your responsibilities. I'm not saying be self-centered or be selfish or just think about yourself. I'm saying do something good with your life, but obviously bring people along with you. Love others and serve others as well, and be conscious of the other people in your life who are impacted by the choices you make. Obviously, be prudential, be considerate, be thoughtful, but be ambitious. Achieve something. Brothers and sisters and friends, the good news is that we are created to be good. We are created to be great. And running is just one thing. It doesn't have to be running. It could be anything that you do. It could be art, it could be literature, it could be music, it could be business, it could be a relationship, it could be exercise, it could be any number of things that you set yourself to say, okay, I'm going to do. I encourage you to do that. Let yourself look at yourself the end of this year. So in 12 months' time, at the end of this year, to be able to look back and say, I've achieved something truly remarkable. And it may not be remarkable as in newsworthy, but it'll be remarkable for you, is that you've achieved something you didn't necessarily know you could do. And that for me is a spectacular achievement, that you are someone worth investing in, and you are someone you are capable of greatness. Brothers and sisters and friends, you are loved, you are known to God, you are known by God. I believe that. I believe that your life is significant. It has meaning. It has destiny. It has glory in it. And you have the seeds of greatness within you. Don't be afraid to reach up, to reach high. Seize that opportunity now, today, this very moment, this very hour. Make a promise to yourself and keep it. And your life will never be the same. Have a beautiful, wondrous day.